family. Oh my God. I'm dizzy. Beef for the family. Beef for the family, man. Beef for the family, man. It's your boy Q. Back at it again with another video, man. Beef for the family, the realest family on YouTube. You already know we back in the building doing big things. We back in the building doing big things. Hey, we back in the building doing big things. Yeah, we back in the building doing. Hey, let's get it, man. Today we ain't gonna be doing a reaction video. We gonna be doing something a little different today, man. I'm gonna be talking with y'all. We having a discussion. We having a family discussion. It's a personal discussion. I'm gonna be talking about how it affected my life growing up in a single parent home. And listen, as a family, I feel like these discussions is crucial. They're important. Y'all my family. I'm a part of y'all family. Vice versa. So I feel like it's important y'all learn a little bit about me. And I feel like since I just turned 21, you know, a real birthday was a couple days ago, you know what I'm saying? Just turned 21. Thank you for all the birthday wishes. But I feel like I'm an adult now. I already, you know what I mean, turned myself into the man, but now I'm officially an adult, you know what I'm saying? If I want to walk up in the crib with my dukes with a little drink, you know what I'm saying? She can't say nothing. She can't say nothing, you know what I'm saying? Officially 21 up in this month, you know? But no, I feel like it's a good time to talk about, you know, reflect on my life, you know what I'm saying? So that's what we gonna do in this. Before we get to the content, you already know. Y'all already know. Subscribe below. Hit that like button, man. Comment, man. Do all that, man. Cause it's beef for the family. We about to run the intro and get right back into this video because I got a lot to say to y'all, man. Run it.
I still see your shadows in my room. Can't take back the love that I gave you. It's to the point where I love and I hate you, and I cannot change you, so I'm
Beef for the family, man. The realest family on YouTube. We back, man. We back at it. Like I said, man, I'm gonna be talking to y'all a little bit about my life and how it was growing up in a single parent home. You know what I'm saying? But before I do that, guess I gotta tell y'all about me and about my parents, right? So, my name is Marquez Phillips, as most of y'all know. I go by Q for the most part. My mom's name is Messina Salim. My dad is TJ Phillips, right? You know what I'm saying? You wonder where I get the beautiful looks from? It's from those two beautiful people right there. Little background on my parents. So, my mom, I don't know if most people that know me, my mom had me when she was 16. Yes, 16. Junior in high school, 16. My dad was, I think he's a year older than her. So my dad is 17 at the time. Maybe 16, I don't know, I never really asked. But, so they were in high school, juniors. I think they were both juniors. I know they're in the same year, but I don't know if they're the same age. So they juniors. Boom. They got me. I'm on the way. My mom was a hooper, you know what I'm saying? So I'm in the womb just, while she hooping, I'm in there. That's how you know I'm so nice at hoop. I'm in my mom's belly. She out there scoring 30 a night with a baby in her stomach. I'm out there just, you know what I mean, in the womb, get a little warm-ups and, you know what I'm saying, the little left hand going, you know what I mean? So that was that. That's how my mom's was playing it. My dad, on the other hand, was the football. He was a football star, you know what I mean, running back. That's where I got my football skills from, you know what I'm saying? That's why I'm the athletic person I am today, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what happened in the meantime, why I ain't in the league or nothing right now, but, you know what I'm saying, we get to that when we get to that. But yeah, that's a background on my parents, man. Had me at a young age, but like today I just want to talk about how that affected me, you know. And man, it's a lot of people I know out there with single parents, you know, whether it's single father or single mother. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm from, majority of my friends come from single parent homes, and a lot of people I know come from single parent homes. So it's not a big deal. Like, you know what I mean? I don't see it as a big deal. But I feel like looking back, it had a big impact on my life, because obviously my life would be different if I grew up in a two-parent home and my mom and my dad were married or together, whatever the case may be. But I never see it as something negative, you know what I mean? But we'll get into that. But where do I want to start? It was as a kid. So growing up in a single parent home as a kid, it wasn't hard. It was different. You know what I mean? And I've never once been mad at my parents for this. You know what I mean? Never. We're gonna put that out there now. I've never been shown any resentment or anything to either one of my parents. I love them to death. But as a kid, I wouldn't say I was mad, you know what I mean? But I was confused. I didn't understand why all my friends or the people I was hanging out with at the time or whatever were going home to two parents, you know what I mean? Or why they all had the same last name. And, you know, me and my mom don't even got the same last name. You know what I'm saying? I thought about things like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And at times I did get mad. To be honest, I did get mad at times. Like when I would see, you know, it was little things that kind of like made me mad. Like my friends would be leaving. We'd be leaving a basketball game or something. And his dad was there to open up the door for his mom when she got in the car. You know what I mean? Little things like that kind of made me mad because I'm like, you know what I mean? There's nobody there for my mom to do that. You know what I'm saying? To do that for my mom. So yeah, those kind of things kind of made me mad. You know what I mean? Just like childish things or, you know what I mean, little things or, you know, there was nobody there at night. You know, mom, like for my mom, she's cooking, she's cleaning, she's taking care of me. And then she had my brother. You know what I'm saying? There's nobody there for her. She's there for me. She's there for my brother. There was nobody there for her. So those kind of things I thought about young, like as a youngin', you know what I mean? Like those are the kind of things I thought about. But never once did I get mad. I was just more confused. I didn't understand why. But as I got older, I started to understand why. But one thing I want to applaud my parents for, which isn't like it, I want to applaud them. People like, do you show resentment towards your parents? Do you ever wish it was a different way? Honestly, I don't wish it was any other way, because if it was, I wouldn't be the person I am today. You know what I mean? Every experience we go through makes you who you are. So I don't feel like I would be the same person I am if I was in a two-parent home. So like, the thing with my parents that I applaud them for and that I hope to instill in my life as a parent is to, like, regardless of their differences, obviously there was some type of conflict, you know what I mean? Regardless of their differences, whether it was because they were young or whatever the case may be, we never really talked about it, but regardless of their differences, they always made sure when it came to me, you know what I mean, there was always that love there, you know what I'm saying? It's not like my mom never said a bad thing about my dad, and vice versa. I never heard a bad thing come out of my dad's mouth about my mom. Whether they thought it or whatever the case was, it never came out to me. You know what I mean? They never said it around me. So that helped in the fact that I was never really mad at my dad. I live with my mom. I don't know if I made that clear. I live with my mom, and I would be with my dad, you know, especially through sports, or I would go stay with him on the weekends, or he pick me up during the week, whatever the case may be. I live with my mom though, but never did she make it seem like my dad was less of a person because he wasn't at home. He was there in my life. Just because he wasn't at home, she never made it seem like he was less of a person. And that really helped the relationship between me and my dad and the relationship I had with both of my parents. You know what I mean? It's very easily could have went in a whole nother different direction. Because I've seen it. I've seen a single mom, you know, tell their kids that they, you know, their dad is nothing because he's not here and he's not, you know what I mean, in their life or whatever the case may be. And for some situations, that's the truth. But for ours, for my situation, that's not how it was. You know what I mean? My dad was there. He might not have been physically there all the time, but he was always there. He was one call away, one text away. Same thing for my mom. And he would always, you know, on occasion check up on her, you know what I mean? Birthdays, he would make sure he told me, don't tell your mom happy birthday, or you know, how's your mom doing? How's your brother doing? Even though, you know, my mom had my brother with his dad, you know what I mean? He would always still check up on him, how's your little brother doing? Things like that. So it was always positive energy, you know what I mean? So that kind of helped me. But I would never hate them or wish it was another way, you know what I'm saying? So, because somebody told me before, you know, I mean, do you feel bad that you grew up with a single mom? No. like I said, I applaud them. I wish to instill that when I grow up and have, you know what I mean, I'm already grown, but when I have a kid or, you know, kids, I'm gonna make it a priority to be in their life. Do I think it's important for there to be a two-parent structure at home? Yes. Is it necessary? No. I mean, look at me. I think I came out, you know, pretty decent. So do I think it's necessary? Like, you know what I mean? I think it's important, but I don't know if it's necessary. But I know, personally, that I'm going to do everything that I can, everything in my power to stay together with my kid's mom. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully we love each other enough where it won't never come into question. You know what I'm saying? So going through what I went through growing up in a single parent home, that's really going to force me to, you know, not take for granted growing up in a two-parent home. So I'm going to try my best for it to be a full household when I grow up, to have a dad there, to have a mom there, because it's important for little things like talks, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, just the simple fact that you're coming home to two parents and not having one, vice versa. My biggest thing was to never make it feel like I was mad at them for anything dealing with that situation. I never was mad at them. There was times where I got upset, and I might, like, and now that I'm on here, you know, my mom watches my videos, I want to apologize if I've ever said anything to you that made you upset, to feel like you should have done something differently, because I know sometimes when I was younger I would get upset, you know what I mean, and be like, if you were just with my dad, it wouldn't be like this, or I'm going to stay with my dad or whatever, to kind of try to make her feel bad because I felt bad, you know what I mean, because I felt like it was something was missing, you know what I mean. So I would kind of take that out on her, and so I apologize for that. I mean, I know I may be a little late, but you know, better late than never. But yeah, so like, and for anybody out there that's growing up in a single parent home, I would never, especially like with a single mom, never ever use that as an excuse or be like, I can't do this, or we don't have this, because those single parent mothers or fathers or whatever are usually the strongest people. Take those qualities that they have and instill those in yourself, and then use that as motivation, not an excuse. Use that as motivation to be like, my mom or my dad has done so much for me, I deserve to do something for them. So be a good child, you know what I mean? Go to school, get a good education, get a good job, and then you can repay them in that way. It doesn't even have to be financially, but you could just, the fact that they did all this work to see you succeed and you used that and succeeded, that's fulfillment enough. I know for my mom that would be fulfillment enough. She's, you know what I mean, she's proud of the man I became already. And I'm like thinking, like, I haven't even gave you anything. You know what I mean? I want to buy her a car, I want to buy her a house, I want to, you know what I mean, I want her to live her best life, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes I'm like, I get down on myself because I feel like I'm not going to reach that. And I feel like I let her down, or even for my dad, you know, I want to put him in a nice car, I want to put him in a nice house, you know what I mean? So it's really like, I feel like I owe them that, you know? So it gets hard at times, but it's never like, they never put that pressure on me. That's pressure that I put on myself. So you know, and then too, my grandma played a big role in this single parent structure, because, you know, my dad wasn't always there, like, you know what I mean, at home physically, like I already said, my dad wasn't always there, but my grandma was. My grandma was usually always there, helping my mom, or watching me when my mom was at work, or watching my brother, watching me and my brother. That's funny because we used to be reckless. But yeah, watching me and my brother while my mom was at work. So I want to thank her for that, because she kind of stepped in. You know, she wasn't playing like no fatherly figure, but she was there to help. And growing up in a home where there's two strong women in the household, between my grandma and my mom, I feel like that makes me respect women so much more. Like, as far on the side of, I see what a strong woman is capable of. So I'm not gonna downgrade a woman because I'm a man. You know what I mean? Because I've seen with my own two eyes what a woman is capable of. What man, what you know what I mean? They are just as equal as men, and I guarantee you that. I've seen what women are capable of. So when I get older and find, you know what I mean, my future wife or whatever the case may be, I know what women are capable of when put in these situations. So I'm gonna treat her, you know what I mean, like how she should be treated because of my experiences and growing up and the way I did. You know what I mean? So for my future wife out there, I'm gonna try to treat you with the most respect, the utmost respect. And I'll be honest, be honest with y'all, because y'all my family. I never always looked at, you know what I mean, looked at it like that. Like, I always respected women, but I never really like, you know what I'm saying? It's just because of the culture we live in. It's like the music we listen to is bitch this, I smack this, I this, and everything else. You kind of like lose sight, you know what I mean, that's a woman, that's somebody's daughter, that's, you know what I mean, that's somebody's kid right there. So you gotta, you gotta take all this. And all this that I'm telling y'all right now is coming from the fact that I'm coming from a single parent home. This is the stuff, me looking back, this is the stuff that I learned. You know what I'm saying? And as far as the father side goes of it, my dad is, you know what I mean, I'm hoping to become half of the man he is. You know what I'm saying? For him and my mom to be in the situation they was in, and I'm like 80, no, I ain't gonna say 80. Most of the time in situations like that, most of the time, the father is not in the son or daughter, the kid's life. Most of the time. So for my dad to want to be in my life is just a round of applause of itself, because a lot of them will be like, well, he ain't living with me, so I'm gonna fall back. No. My dad was there as a coach, as a father, as a friend, and personally, honestly, I feel like me and my dad's relationship got stronger as I got older. We might not talk as much as we did because, you know, I'm getting older. I don't have to talk on a daily basis, but those conversations we have are far more important to me. You know what I mean? So, like, that's how I see it. Our relationship grew. Like, I was with him more when I was younger because of sports. But when the sport started to settle down, you know, after high school basketball and things like that, I honestly feel like our relationship got stronger. I got more comfortable. It was a time where I was never really super, super comfortable around my dad because I would only see him, you know what I mean, every weekend or every other week or at practice and things like that. So I was never as comfortable with him as I was with my mom. I still loved them equally, but the comfortability level, you know what I mean, was different. So I feel like now I'm to the point, I mean, some people will say it's late, but, you know, due to the circumstances, I feel like now I've reached a point where I'm comfortable talking to my dad about anything that I can talk to my mom about. You know what I mean? And that's a big thing for me because I was never always like that. So, and anybody, you know, that grows up in a single parent home and that still has their father in their life can probably, you know what I mean, understand where I'm coming from. And this is not to say that people growing up in two parent homes are any less or, you know, don't deserve as much. No, but everybody should have an equal opportunity, whether they're going up two parent, three parent, two moms, two dads, you know what I mean, whatever the case may be, they should all have equal chance to succeed and, you know, take what you learn from those relationships and build and instill those things in your life. So that's what I've done. That's what's helped me become the man I become. That's what, you know, seeing my dad, you know, always having a clean pair of sneaks on. I always got a clean pair of sneaks on. You know, seeing my mom go back to school and do this and strive for this while having a kid, finishing college with a kid. I can't quit because I know how hard it can be. I can't stop going to school because I got a bad test. My mom probably got a bad test grade and had to go home and be a parent. So I can't quit and give up because I've seen what can be accomplished given some of the most strenuous, you know what I mean, obstacles. That's about all I have to say. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this segment that I'm trying to throw on the channel, keeping it real with Q. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. I want y'all to know about me. You know what I mean? I don't want y'all to just see me as, you know what I mean, as Q. I want y'all to know me as Marquez Phillips. You know what I mean? The man I'm becoming. I want y'all to be on this journey with me. You know what I'm saying? So we just kept it real with Q. It's Beef for the Family, the realest family on YouTube, man. If you like this video and you want to see more videos like this, comment below. You can even DM me on my Instagram and put it right here. You know what I'm saying? Marquez_Phillips on Instagram. DM me some topics you want me to talk about, male or female. If if I'm comfortable and I got enough to say, I'll talk about it. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't really nothing is off limits. If I'm not gonna put it on my channel, I'll tell you that I'm not gonna put it on my channel, and I'll explain to you why. If you like this segment, man, keeping it real with Q, man, make sure you drop a comment, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, man. We trying to reach 200, man. We trying to reach 200 subscribers, man, and we can do it. I promise y'all we can do it. I'm gonna start dropping videos, more videos weekly, man. We can reach 200, man, and we gonna keep going. We're not gonna stop this. There ain't no stopping this channel. You know what I'm saying? It's Beef for the Family. It's the realest family on YouTube. Be on the lookout for new gear coming from Brothers for Life, man. You know how we rocking. I love y'all. Swear to God.
Never thought that I could, and I'm putting in this work until we living good. I said I'm putting in this work until we living good. I get this feeling in my chest whenever you distance. I call you wifey and her. I speak it in